Hello, everybody. Just wondering if you can all hear me. Hope everyone's having a great day. Have no idea what we're going to talk about, but let me get my link here. And drop it for y'all. So somebody can come up with me if they want. I know somebody's in the house, so thank you, Salty, for joining. I think we're doing okay. I guess I don't really have much to talk about. I don't have a lot of time. But we're a little early, so I was just gonna maybe kind of give people time. Yeah, I've been learning about a few new things. And I'm just sitting here with literally my notebook, a piece of paper, and a pen. Today. I do have I'll wait for more people to come in if so. I will talk about the announcement. I will be doing a couple of fundraisers. I have ordered the bracelets for them. Doesn't really have anything to do with true crime, but they are two, I guess, nonprofits that mean a lot to me. So, September is Suicide Awareness Month. So, we're going to be doing a fundraiser for that. And when I get the bracelets, I will let y'all know. And y'all can I don't know how much I'm going to charge for them. But the ones that I had got stolen with my car. So I reordered them. The ones for when was it? April? Is it April? Sexual Violence Awareness Month. Yeah, April and September. So I was going to do one for April, but then things got a little crazy. I didn't get the bracelets in time. Didn't have, a chance to go live. So I reordered those bracelets as well. So I don't know if we can maybe do two fundraisers in September, but I definitely am going to do the suicide awareness one in September. And those donations are going to go to the 988 crisis lifeline crisis hotline. And the sexual assault awareness bracelets. I'll put a picture of them when I get them too. I should be getting them both on September 4th. But I'll be doing that. I'll put a picture of them online. And then the other ones. Yep. So I got 50 teal and 50 purple for the suicide awareness, and then I got 100 more of the sexual violence awareness ones. So that's my announcement, I guess, and we can revisit that as well. Don't have a lot of details on much today, but I am so, you guys, here in Nebraska, there was a fisherman out in like a rural area that was fishing, and he came across a skull in a lake. And I am like waiting avidly and patiently for them to identify this skull if they're going to. So I don't know, like I don't know if it could be our missing Tyler Goodrich, but I don't know. If it is, then we have a little bit of, closure, but we don't know how it happened. But if it's not, who the heck is it? Like, what's going on? I see I have 3 people. If anyone wants to join me, just let me know. There was also, I guess, an 11-year-old, a 13, a 14, and a 17-year-old were all booked into the jail for killing a 64-year-old. I just can't believe some of this stuff. And we found out that Joshua Graham Caskey has been found in the water in Arkansas, unalived. And it's just so sad because I don't know if they know like what he was doing or where exactly he was going or what his destination was, I guess, in Arkansas. I don't know if he was meeting somebody and something went wrong or what, but that happened. I mean, at least he's been found. Like, there's no more, questions, but about that. How it happened is different, but and I don't know. I feel like with Idaho right now, it's just mind-blowing. I just think that case has been beat to death for a while now. I mean, it's less talked about now, but within the next, so we're 10 months from trial now. If trial keeps on track, we're 10 months. And I'm going to say in the next 4 months, we're going to start, in the next 4 months, we're going to start having some more discussions, and more docs are going to be dropped, and change of venue has to be ruled on. And then I don't know if anybody knows. Does anyone know like how long jury selection takes? Because then they got to go through that. So, yeah, I don't know. I gotta wait for. It's so hard because I know we are such impatient people, and we just want, we want it, and we want it now. And I think things like this take time. And I think it takes time anyways, but then, in my opinion, you have good defense attorneys that keep pushing it back. And that's exactly what she's done. And she's played the game very well, in my opinion. Do I agree with the situation? Absolutely not, but she's doing what she has to do. Salty says they have a certain amount of time on the jury selection process. All cases take time. Absolutely. But I do think Judge could have ramped it up a little bit, but I'm glad he's finally. But this is also something that you want to get, anything you want to get right the first time, because you don't want no, questions asked. But and you also don't want to get, in my opinion, you don't want to get the wrong person either. Like, that's not good. But I don't know. I don't know why they would make us wait until trial to drop bombshells. I don't know. Salty, if you can tell me. Yeah, he did. I don't know, Salty, if you can tell me, but what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. No matter what, there's going to be an appeal. I think some cases have, appeals, forever. But what I want more than anything is just the absolute 100% truth. And that's in all cases. Everyone deserves the absolute truth. And sometimes to get to that, it's very I don't even know what I was going to say. Sorry. um, you know, you also don't want to go through it more than you don't want to go through it more than once. I just think I just want the 100% truth no matter what, whether he did it, he didn't do it, he did it with help, he did it without help. Sometimes it's just really, it gets really messy to get to the absolute truth. And the victims definitely deserve 100%, but like the families deserve it just as much. Because I would want 100%. I wouldn't want half of it for myself or my family. Like, it just gets really tricky. And having to prove things is hard. And having to unprove things, disprove things is hard too. Because facts are facts. You know, some things don't lie. Uh, you know, you can run for a long time from the truth, but you can't eventually, you're going to be found if someone's looking hard enough, which this case has got thousands of people looking all over. I will say I had to get my car worked on yesterday, not fixed. It's not broken. But I got it sealed yesterday, and I was in the vicinity of missing Ryan Larson here in Omaha, and I did go by the apartments and I looked, and in that area there's so many trees, and so I, even when I am just out and about, sometimes I go and look. Just anytime I see like trash or debris, or I like, sometimes I turn around and double look and make sure that it's not anything that it is just trash, and nothing is hiding, you know, under it or by it or anything like that. I don't know. Yeah. I think with Idaho, oh, we were talking about this last night too. I think with Idaho, I think they're still trying to get a motive, if I'm not correct. And without motive, you have, you know, a hard time. I mean, it's not impossible, but, a motive helps. And a weapon also helps. And we don't have either of those. And we don't know. I mean, they have the 911 call, they have, people's interviews, they have people's data. And I think all that will help. There's some things I think they don't have that would be the nail in the coffin. But I have got to see it's not just what they lay out as evidence, but it's how they lay it out and how they explain it in each side, so that would be how I would base my, decision on. They have to present it in a way that's, how do I want to say this? It's simple enough for anyone to understand. But detailed enough to be proven. Delphi to me is really weird as well. I haven't followed that, but from what I do know, the math don't math completely. And I don't know if it's because so many people know so much and, talk amongst so many people and get so many theories and ideas and, everything. It's really hard to, trust me, it's, I've had my, in the beginning of Idaho, like I thought, oh man, this man is GUILTY, like 100. But, there's things that have been asked that make me question, if what I'm hearing is correct in Delphi with Richard Allen, that makes me question a lot of things in that makes me, a lot of things in Delphi make me question. But why 5 years? The reason for the arrest of Richard Allen, that's crazy. Like, what? Like, what else do you have? But the other thing is he admitted to being there and he supposedly confessed 61 times. I don't understand. But is there others involved? I mean, because we got to get the whole story too. We can't just have, the person that did it with somebody else in on it. And I think what Libby did, I don't know if it was Abby or Libby, but one of them, if it wasn't for that video, like, where'd we be? You got, I don't know how a girl that young could have been that smart, but maybe she didn't even think that it was being smart. Maybe she was just doing it to do it, but it ended up being, I mean, in my opinion, it ended up being the smartest thing that could happen for the case. I don't know if you guys can help me, but there are a couple of cases that I am wanting to revisit, but I don't know the names of the people. All I know is that the guy that went missing on his lunch, from the cement plant, and I don't know his name, but I'd like to revisit that. And then the girl that went to her boyfriend's for Thanksgiving. Yes, Salty, I can't wait for that. The girl that went to her boyfriend's for Thanksgiving and never returned. And then also, the mom that staged the girl from the grocery store. Her daughter. I think she staged her body after she took her to the grocery store. I think she made it look like it was something else. And but so I am looking at trying to figure out who those are. If anyone can help me, let me know. But there's just so many going on. I don't know. I don't have any notes about anything here. Salty, I don't know if you know, do you know if there's when's the next thing for Stearns? I don't know. So she might have, yeah, she might have had a hunch if she was taking a criminology class, which is crazy that they have criminology classes for kids that young, because I never had a criminology class when I was that young. But maybe she was taking some higher level classes, or maybe they just offered that in regular school too. Yeah, just crazy. I don't know if oh yeah, I think I can still, let me see if, people can tell that I'm live. That's a good thing. I'm just hanging out. Thinking about all the different ones that I need to get a schedule. I have some, top ones that I want to talk about. But then we can, also scatter some in, if sprinkle some in too if we need to. I'm just glad to get back on my lives and figure this out. Thanks to Salty, I figured out the whole StreamYard YouTube thing. So we'll be doing more of this. My work schedule is just bizarre, so I have to do it on, my days off, and I want to start going to the gym again too. Haven't been to the gym in 10 months. It's been kind of rough. I love doing this as a hobby and as a, major interest. But I don't know if y'all think, like, if you do things as a hobby, it's so much fun and you're like, "Oh, I wish I could do this for a living." But then when you do it for a living, it's kind of like, I don't want to do this. Because I do enjoy, my job. It's very stressful. And I find this, this isn't for everybody. Like, true crime, not for everybody. If you can't handle some stuff, true crime is not the place for you. Just like with what I do, like, EMS dispatch. Like, you can't handle some stuff. Healthcare ain't for you. Stearns is in October. We'll be waiting to see what goes on there. Ugh. With that, Salty, and I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, and it's okay to disagree. I don't, but to me, one of the even more crazier things about Stearns is Jen. Like, I can't. I mean, you know how I feel about her. Like, I just can't get over it. Like, there is no, the more that comes out about this, the more I'm like, how did she not? And what was it the other day that we were talking about? Like, someone said, like, they had, this woman, okay, I can't remember what her name was, but this woman, the absolute neglect. Oh, yeah. It was on Dago's. The neglect of the child that was only fed Doritos and Mountain Dew. And they tried to, the defense said that she didn't know, basically, she didn't have common sense. So you're gonna, no. No, 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 no. That, stupidity is not a defense. And lack of common sense is not an excuse either in my book. But the things that go on, guys, the things that go on. And another thing that I was thinking about was all these missing people. We hear their, like, a lot of them we hear, the backstories or whatever, but like around here, it's really weird. I heard that they were missing. I'm like, okay, it's in the news. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes the only time I hear about, sometimes I'll hear it from one of our friends on YouTube, Arctic Fox. Sometimes I'll hear it from him before I hear it on my own local news. And then I'll hear it on my local news, and then there is no follow-up. Like, I don't understand what is wrong with no follow, like, why is there no follow-up, news people? Like, that's why, we were talking, when was it, yesterday? I don't really watch mainstream anymore because it doesn't, like, I mean, it's just personal opinion, but I think that, missing people need to be talked about way more than they are. Maybe we wouldn't have so many missing people if it was talked about more and more people knew about it and more people cared. So it's like, I feel like it's my job as one of the very few and far between people that are in this community to spread the words and go beyond the YouTube streets, get out and, the actual, not just on the internet. I know the internet is a big thing, but also you got to be local about it too, local and vocal. But they don't talk about, they might give like, oh, this woman went missing, but there's no follow up. And it's just crazy. Like, if you want to find news, go where the news, like where people might be interested. I mean, and I get it, not everybody's into it, but it's crazy to me that we wouldn't at least make it more out there. Like, we wouldn't make it more vulnerable than it is. Like, holy cow. What, Salty? Did I crack you up? What did I say? I just don't understand. If I mean, am I not right? Like, if more people knew about missing people, there might not be as many missing people. And I mean, I understand that it's not good news, but I mean, have you seen 99.8% of the news? But there's also, like, if you want to go see good news, go chase good news. But I don't I don't see a lot of good news on the news. There's plenty of it. Um, there's plenty of it. People do good every day. You don't see it a lot, but that's because it's a choice. It's an absolute choice. But yeah, I don't really follow the local or the mainstream a lot because I don't have to. I mean, I know what they're talking about, but I don't necessarily follow it. But I don't, it's just bizarre to me how, especially local news, is just say, oh, this person's missing, and then on to the next story. And you don't, like, sometimes local news is hard up for news. And when you're hard up for news, I would go to anything and everything, but they don't. And I get it, you don't want to jeopardize things, but why not talk about something important and follow up with these missing people? My goodness. um, like, I was looking the other day about Jessica Hammer, who's missing in Lincoln. I seen her missing poster on Artix, and I think there might have been a news article or a news clip about it, either on the news or in the news, and nothing since. So I don't know if she's been found. I don't know. No follow up. I mean, obviously, if I knew friends and family, I'd probably know about it, but that's not something that you just go up to somebody and be like, hey, what about, you don't want to just, you know, um, now if there's like a public search or something, you, and you find out about it, you can, get involved that way, which I would like to get in on one for Tyler, but have to find out when they are and where they are and who to contact and if I can, But I think doing things on your own too, like just, doing things safely, legally, and on your own is okay too. Just don't put yourself in danger. Because I wonder how many people searching for missing people have gone missing. That's a question. And then also just, I don't know, you got to also kind of be prepared too. Like you're going to find what you're looking for, or to find what you're looking for. But anyways, I just wanted to, make my fundraiser announcements and talk a little bit. Not sure if anyone wants to join me or can. I know it's a weird time of day. Like, I'll have to schedule my time better. My roommate is gone on Thursdays at this time, so that's why I come in here this time. I work today, but if it was my day off, it would be later. I wouldn't come on till 3 or 4. But I will get a schedule for people and try to advertise a little bit better. And then just figure out what I want to do and where people lead me, because I am open for that too. Like I said, I was looking for the girl that went to her boyfriend's, and I found a whole nother one about Sasha. So that was an interesting one. But I was like, one of the details in it, I didn't, if it was the one I was thinking of, it was leaving out the detail, and it left out the detail pretty heavily. And so that's what made me think that it wasn't that one at all. So I think it's a whole nother case. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting ones out there, guys. We just have to get to the bottom of it and get to the truth. And things are very frustrating when, like Sebastian's case, like, so frustrating. And a few years ago, back in the day, back in the day, I might have an opinion or might fall into the, one of the sides, or, theory, but it's frustrating when facts, you don't have many. And the ones you do have don't lead you to anything, really, except frustration. Oh, it's okay, Salty. I was just talking about how misinformation is detrimental to a case, and lack of information is detrimental to a case. Misinformation and false information will lead you to, what I've witnessed, which is a lot of, people disagreeing and going real life over it, and, causing, turmoil between people, even like your good friends, like, which you should, we're adults, we should be able to have a little bit of controversy and still be okay, but taking it next level is just crazy. And then, like I said, misinformation, false information, and lack of it, I guess. And that's what I was going to say, is like, I just for law enforcement. Like, I just feel awful for law enforcement in some of these cases because they don't have any more information than we do. And they have lack of information and lack of what happened. And they're investigating and looking. And, the pressure's on and you still don't have anything. And there's no sign of, foul play and no sign that a crime happened. And, adults can, adults might even be harder because they have the ability to leave on their own. Children, it's like, where are you? Like, it's like the ultimate game of hide and seek, but also, like, yeah, they could have just, ran away, but also that's why, I think everyone does think that you have to wait 24 hours, but you don't. However, when it does go public and when it does get public, it is nice to know where they were last seen. And if it was a little over 24 hours, because you're like, oh, they've been missing for, 5 hours or 6 hours. It's like, well, maybe their phone died. Maybe they're sleeping, like, don't freak out yet, but with children, like a runaway, like, oh, they're just a runaway. No, like a runaway with a child can lead to much more in a very short amount of time. And even if a person does leave on their own accord and plan to come back, like, but they haven't been back, and, if people close to them start getting, worried, then it's time to, do something. And, sometimes I think law enforcement thinks they know things more than a person close to them do, but if somebody's worried, if someone has a gut feeling, then someone has a gut feeling, like, should be followed up on. I got some more friends in. Hello to those. If anyone wants to join me, they can, but I don't know. I may, in a few minutes, I may get down and start getting ready for work. So, but I do have a little while left. I allotted for some time today. Yeah, and like, if you want to talk about a certain case and you want me to, talk about it on here, that's great. Let me know. But I'm going to get my own schedule as well. I don't, I asked Dago the other day, I was like, how do you go, like, in everybody, like Salty too, I guess, like, how does everyone go about talking about what they cover? I mean, is it your ideas? But Dago said that he gets a lot of emails, for, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Which is great. But I think at first, like, you have to kind of, do things on your own. And that's what I'm going to try and do. I just have so many. But I need to make a list of the cases I want to cover and then, prioritize them. I do want to do local ones first. I should do one. I think I've done Chance, Dr. Hadia, Brandon, and Ryan. So I could do, now there's, the one in Omaha about the girl named Carrie that has never been found. But there's also another Carrie that has been found. And two completely different cases. Same girl or different girls, same name, spelled the same. Really weird. Um, Two different outcomes though. Um, I mean, well, same outcome, but one guy has been caught, and well, wait, no, both people have been caught, but one has been found and one has not. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make a schedule, and I'll let you guys know a little bit better too when they are going to be. I also have to start working a little bit more because of my new car. It's doing well. I don't understand why I'm back on my old thing. Oh, maybe I don't know. I'll change it on my StreamYard. Um, yeah, so if you do have a suggestion, just let me know. But I don't know. I'm going to write a list down and then prioritize it how I want and, get my notes on each thing together, and then we'll do a live on them. So I hope everyone has a good day. It's pretty nice here. It's been weird. It hasn't been extremely hot, which usually it is this time, like mid-August. It's usually hotter in Hades here. But it hasn't been, and it actually really, really rained really heavy last night. And so I'm almost able to use my sunroof a little bit, but kind of worried about the wind. But hopefully, hopefully September, mid-September, it'll be good to put the roof down. So, oh, Salty, I can't even imagine. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't think about that stuff. Like, I was a fish in the pool, and the hotter, the better, and humi- humidity didn't really. I did know about humidity because I would, we had like a local channel that just did ads and stuff. And on the bottom of the screen, it would be like the temperature, the time, the day, you know, the humidity, the weather, stuff like that. So I knew what humidity was, and I knew like the more it was, the worse it was. And, but, I was like, oh yeah, the humidity's bad. It's feeling hotter than it is, or it's feeling colder than it is. But, and that used to never like bother me. Like, I was like, oh yeah. But as, I don't know if it's like that like this for everyone, but as you get older, like, man, as I've gotten older, the humidity, I just stay out of the heat. Like, I will literally not go places if it's over, if and now I don't know what is going on, but I was out in the heat the other day, when my friend that my stuff got stolen from my car, we found it, so we put it in his car for a while until I got, to where I could put it in my new car. Well, um I was out in the heat, and I was unpacking and packing and, whatever. And I was out there for like an hour, and it was just ungodly. I woke up and my calves were absolutely killing me. Like, my legs were just aching awful. So I can't be in the heat like I used to at all. And like I say, I will cancel stuff or just not go. and I will stay home if it's too hot. And definitely if it's too cold. I will not go out in the cold if I don't have to. The cold to me is just the worst. And the reason the cold is worse is because I'm in Nebraska. And when it gets snowy and icy, we have no mountains. We only have higher bills, more accidents, and just, all that. It used to not bother me, but August and September. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine, because I'm in Omaha, and Omaha is the most humid part of Nebraska. And sometimes, I mean, downtown is probably the worst because that's where the most people are. And I want to say by the zoo, because it's right off the river, and the river gives off a lot of, humidity. So the river makes the humidity worse, in that area, where, and even here in, Council Bluffs, the casino is right off, there's a casino on the river. So in certain areas, it's, worse than others. But I mean, Omaha is probably the most humid part of the state. But I mean, as long as it's not super hot, the humidity is not bad. But when it gets, then you throw people in, then it gets all, at the zoo, it just gets sticky and muggy and gross and, but, yeah, I don't, in my recent years, it's been a different story for me. I can't imagine living, I mean, I would like to live, down by the by water and stuff, but the thought of a hurricane absolutely freaks me out, because I've been landlocked my whole life. But tornadoes, all you got to do is get under the ground. Just go below ground. That's fine. You'll be fine. But with hurricanes, the aftermath, I mean, I know tornado, everything is deadly, but some people just, I have a friend that's from California, and she's like, give me an earthquake any day. And I'm like, no. She's like, give me an earthquake any day, but do not give me a tornado. I'm like, girl, you need to get used to living here. She's like, I will never get used to living here. She's lived here for I don't know, probably 20 years, or I don't know. She's lived here for a while now. But she'd rather have an earthquake in California than a tornado in Iowa, I guess. But I don't know. I just like, 70s, 80s. That's perfect weather. I don't mind the 80s. I like fall, football weather, hoodie weather. It's wonderful. It's my favorite. So if I could live somewhere where it was fall all year, that'd be great. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I will make a schedule. I have the fundraisers coming up, and I'll make a schedule and make sure that you guys know it, so that you know when we can get together. And if I need to edit, I will. If not, we'll go on with it. I just got to figure out which ones I want to do first, because I was starting to do them, and then got not lost, but got where I couldn't go live anymore, and now I can, because I got my iPad, so I'm good. And then I had to get that figured out, so now I'm here. So we will be on more often on my channel. So, and we're going to talk about them. So I want to talk about them. and get everyone's opinions and listen to what everyone has to say and figure it out, figure out what we think as individuals, what we think is what we know is facts and what we really think happened. It's important to talk about everything. Everything is, important, but everything's important, but, also finding out the truth is the most to get to, justice for our victims, justice for our families. Can't imagine. Can't imagine. And it just seems like the victims are such good. It just seems like a cliche, but bad things happen to good people. So many good people that just, make the same decisions you and I do, but just people of, crimes of opportunity and also jealousy, I think, and just people that just want so much revenge. It's just awful. And to do it in some of the manners that they do, like, what kind of minds do you people have? It's absurd to me. Absolutely absurd. Yeah, I also I'll be talking about those guys. Missing Iowa people. There's, the Joshua Graham Caskey that was found in Arkansas, he was from Iowa. So we'll be talking about him, Molly Tibbetts and David Schultz. We'll be talking about, we can talk about Carrie Farver, but we'll also talk about Carrie Allen. Ty Thomas is a girl that's been missing since 2010 here in Omaha. Jason Jolkowski is missing from Omaha from 2001. So we'll be talking about those for sure, along with, Ryan again, probably Chance again, probably. And then just hopefully to follow up on, hopefully some more information comes out about, Tyler that hasn't been found yet. Jessica, I think, is still missing. And anything else that may come up. And then we'll talk about others too that I find very intriguing. A lot of them. So, yeah, AJ Armstrong, I definitely want to talk about. Nikki Kuhnhausen, I want to talk about. I do want to highlight some LGBT true crime because I think that is kind of undercovered. I can't think of any more off the top of my... Taylor Wright, definitely want to talk about her. Have some ideas, but those are just a few. We'll start somewhere. But I'm going to get off here for now. Get ready for work and whatnot. Have a big 12-hour day again. Staying late tonight, so... But yeah, I'll be back. I don't know when, but I will let you know in ample time. And we can coordinate and hopefully you guys can catch me and we can have a good time and good discussion and hang out. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I will also keep you posted on the fundraisers. So, but that's all I have for today, and we will talk again soon. And hope you all have a great day. And until next time, stay safe, guys.